Hi, welcome to You Can Do Medicine. My name's Tom. A bit of a different video today. I'm out and about in Holyrood Park at St Margaret's Loch. Some of you may recognise just here, where you've got the ruin. But also, it's absolutely freezing today. It's the 20th of July and the loch itself is actually frozen. I don't know if you can see. I'll maybe turn the camera around so that you can see it. I've been wanting to do a video outside for ages, but whenever I aim to go up Arthur's Seat, it's always windy and you wouldn't be able to hear me. So this is the first chance that I've had because there's no wind today. Anyway, the video is going to be a lot of stopping and starting over the next 10 minutes as I show you various parts of the walk. So I'm just going to show you the walk that's. Yep, this one ain't too happy. Off it goes. Gee, that's good timing, eh? Right, off we go. So, if you are looking to do this walk, you just come up Queen's Drive here, and then you'll see that on the right there is a path, and we are going up here. I'm not gonna lie, this is the steepest and most exhausting part, but thankfully it's right at the start of the walk, and it means that you kind of get the worst part out of the way. You end up, when you're at the top, you're about 2/3 of the way up Arthur's Seat, though you do end up coming down a bit. I'll show you that in a bit. See ya. So here's us at the top of the first hill. This is looking down the path that we've come up. And looking down there towards Leith, you can see Leith Docks there. And then you get around, you get Hibs Stadium. And then around the estuary. Not sure my camera's good enough, but you've got the Forth Road and the new bridge there. And coming round, and there you can see Arthur's Seat in the background, so just over another ridge. Down towards Musselburgh there. Beautiful day. It's completely still up here, there's no wind whatsoever. It's amazing. So why am I taking this video? Or why am I walking up a hill when it says the temperature is 0 but feels like -4? And I suppose it touches on what I've spoken about previously, the importance of well-being. And for me, coming up here is really good to get away from it. You know, I quite often come up here and don't even bring my phone, and just enjoy the view and make sure that I get a bit out of breath. You know, it's good for exercise, good for my mind to get away from everything, and just amazing views, you know. And since I've started doing it, I've lost some weight as well. Probably lost about 3/4 of a stone since I moved to Edinburgh. And walking around this park's played a big part in that. I've also got a bad knee that I've had since I was quite young. It dislocated my knee and it's damaged some of the ligaments. Essentially, I think it's just the onset of osteoarthritis. And I think that doing this has really strengthened the muscles around it, and it's definitely helped to, you know, it still gets sore, but it's not how it used to be. But yeah, the importance of like doing walks like this for me, just keeping my head clear, keeping to a fairly strict exercise regime that I have. You know, I try to go up here every day. It's good, you know, it gives a sense of purpose, direction, routine that is outside of studying medicine. And when I'm doing revision, I often like to do like I'll go through notes, particularly anatomy actually, look through and try and remember all the different layers of muscles, and then I'll just come back and try to recall it, and it gives me a good idea of where my head's at with it, what I need to go back and look at, and yeah, it's a really good thing. I would highly recommend that if anyone's studying anything, they should add stuff like this into it. Anyway, we're coming up for a good bit. I'm going to show you something cool. This is one of my favourite parts of the park. When you're walking up here, there's this dip here. It just seems unnatural. It's right there, and when you come, there's Edinburgh Castle, right in the bottom of the dip. Fantastic. Because it's such blue sky, you're completely blinded. I am. I hope that this is coming through okay, but you get an amazing view of the city from up here. It's such a beautiful city. You know, I really like the history of London and other cities I've been to, like Prague and whatnot. I didn't really know Edinburgh before I moved here. And, you know, you compare it to Glasgow, it's night and day in terms of, you know, architecture and history and, you know, that kind of feel. It's great. Anyway, next up, we'll be going up there. See you in a minute. So here we are. We've come from the hill up there, which you can't really see. But what you can see here is the main path. So that comes up from the ruin that we showed at the start of the video. It goes up, and that's where the majority of people come. Up to what I call the shoulder there, and then they go up to the top. I quite often come up on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning. At the moment it's pitch dark when I do it, and I come up that route. Which, you know, is not everyone's cup of tea, because sometimes it can be about -10 up there. You know, you feel as though you've done something for the day. Down the other side though, you can come up from there. The Queen's Drive goes down by another walk, which I've forgotten the name of. And if you do, you come up this side. But what we're going to be doing is going up here, which is another really steep bit, but it's quite short. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll just go right up to the top, and I'll see you up there. So that's us at the top. See, it's quite busy up here, but you get some view. Just looking around. So this hill in front of us, that's the hill that we came over, and that's looking down. You can see the pond where we started out. You can look down here, you can see Holyrood Palace, and then back round to the Old Town. We'll just get a hand on it. Whew. It's such a nice day for it. Unbelievable. Not a breath of wind in the air. And, you know, I've had to take my hat off because it's so hot from walking up. But yeah, one thing I would say is, on our way up here, the number of people that I've seen fall or slip, if you are coming up, you do need to be careful. Definitely make sure you've got the right footwear. I've got the proper walking boots, and even with them, you know, there's still some bits that I found tricky. Though I can honestly say I've only fallen once, and it was down there on a grassy bit that was just frozen solid. But yeah, next up then, we're going down there, which is down the steps, which during this kind of weather is going to be treacherous. So I'll see you there. Before we get to the steps, I just remembered this section. So this is, if you see, we've just come down from the top there and followed the path to here. And you get a really good view down at the crags there. you can see the path that we'll be taking once we get to the bottom. Again, one of those wonderful views over the city and the bridges. Okay, next up, definitely the steps, which are just over here. So here we are at the steps, and hopefully this gives you an indication of how treacherous this section can be. I would say that this is by far the most dangerous part of the walk, and thankfully I've never fallen here, but it is very steep. Well, it's more than that today. There's a mixture of snow, ice, certain parts have got have thawed out, so they're wet as well, just to throw it into the mix. So the aim is short steps and just be very careful with your footfalls. This particular bit we're about to come up to, you can see like how steep it gets. You know, it's fairly level here. We're about to turn the corner, and I can tell you that here the sun has not got to any of these rocks, so these are still covered in frost. Why did I decide to do this today? Yeah, you're getting an indication of how bad it is today. Normally it would actually be busy enough that this would have all thawed out or been sort of stamped out, whatever. But yeah, it must have been quiet. People must have actually been sensible for once and have not come up this path for that very reason. There is actually another bit. I'm just going to stop here, and just in front of us there you can see it's quite a steep rock face. In fact, you can see some guys up there that must have walked up it. Absolute lunatics. I'm going to do it one day. Anyway, I'm going to stop it there. I'll see you at the crags. So that's us down the steps. You can see some folk starting to go up. I'm going to be honest, I would not be going up just as the sun's setting, because by the time they get to the top it'll be getting dark, and then when they're trying to come down again it will be dark. Anyway, it's not me. But yeah, it doesn't take long to get down there, but you really do need to watch. That was probably the worst that path's ever been. Anyway, you come round and again you can see the valley between the crags and Arthur Seat up there. Goes down up the crags. You can see down to where Queenstrad is. Oh, almost fell. What I'd say is we're going to be starting this. You can see there's a few paths here. You don't want to take the top path going up there, and you don't want to take the bottom one. You want to take the one that's second to the top. Otherwise you end up only going halfway up the crag and have to walk up through really long grass. Anyway, I'm going to see you at the top. So it wasn't planned, but we're here right at sunset. I'm hoping my camera's good enough to get a decent photo of that. But this is us at the top of the crags, the last part. Now, this is how close I am to the edge. Don't go any closer than that in this weather. And don't do it unless you're doing it every day like I do and are used to it. I come up to this section quite often and stop, as this is the kind of end of the walk. You can see where we've come from. Again, there's the aspect onto the steps that you can see, and top Arthur Seat. And then all the way around there's the hill that we came up the other side of, and you can see the St Margaret's Walk way down there again, where I'll be heading back to head home. But yeah, it's a good bit. You know, you've done a good amount of exercise and you've done this good number of miles, ups and downs, got some good cardio on, and you know, a way to finish up the uni week, I suppose. Just take it in. yeah, so different type of video this. Good walk, and yeah, just gonna wrap it up and just signing off. Um, Hope to see some of you guys up here after this, giving you some inspiration to do it yourself. In terms of time scale, I started this just after 3 o'clock, and it's 4:20 at the moment. And when by the time I'm back down there, it's going to be, I don't know, say 20 to 5. So, you know, if you give yourself an hour and a half to do it, I suppose maybe I'm used to doing it. Give yourself 2 hours, I suppose, because I'm quite good at doing it now. I can do it quite fast, and I haven't really taken many breaks doing it today. Once I get back, get changed, then I'm away to the other side of the meadows there, because I'm going to be playing Dominaria Remastered Magic the Gathering Draft at Box in the Hole. And so, yeah, that's what my plan is for the evening. Anyway, signing off, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.